Okay, tonight I'm making a quick and easy snack. I'm making prawn toast. Okay, so it's a quick and easy version of prawn toast. I'm gonna make these little mini prawn toast, and I'm using these really cheap prawns, okay? I always have these in my freezer. This is just prawn meat, okay? And I've got, what I've done, as you can see, I've thawed them out. They've come frozen, thawed them out in running water really quickly. And here, half of them, okay, say hi, all right.
Hi.
That's Nami, by the way.
Hi, I found some bread right there.
Yeah, hey, don't talk about the bread yet. I'm talking about the prawns, okay? All right, so half of them I've actually chopped up into small pieces, okay? Because the other half I'm going to put in my blender to make a nice smooth paste, right? And we don't want the whole thing to be smooth. That's why I chopped up some of these. We're going to mix it together at the end, okay? And so we'll get bits of chunky prawn and bits of smooth prawn mousse, okay? So first I'm going to... Be quiet, boy. First, what I'm going to do is marinate the chopped prawns, okay? So it's really simple. A little bit of sugar, okay? Some salt here. And I've got some sesame oil, which I'm going to get that. I'm going to put a little bit in here, maybe about a teaspoon. Okay, so I've got salt, sugar, sesame oil, and my secret ingredient right here. For the guys who have my cookbook, Mr. Hong, you'll notice that a lot of recipes have this ingredient right here. This is Japanese kombu extract, okay? This is almost like liquid MSG, but it's all natural, okay? So this is what is gonna give the prawn mousse such a delicious umami flavor, okay? So this is very strong, this stuff. I'm gonna put about half a capful in there, okay? Mix it up with my hands. Let that sit and marinate while I blend up the rest of the prawns, okay? So, in my blender, right? Putting all the prawns, the rest of the prawns. This is the other half, okay? All right, and then I'm gonna marinate it with exactly the same, well, not marinate, this one I'm gonna season with exactly the same seasonings, okay? Bit of salt, some sugar, the kombu extract, maybe a little bit, yeah, a little bit. Okay, and then I'm just gonna add the egg white of an egg. Okay, excuse me, Nami.
What?
Okay.
Why are you putting egg white? Why are you
Yeah. So the egg white helps it set, okay, and almost makes it, when you cook it, the mousse puffs up, makes it a little bit lighter, okay?
But why there's a prawn in there?
Because I'm making a prawn mousse. We're going to make the prawn mousse for the prawn toast. Okay. Works now. Wait. All right, I'm blending it. We want to do it into a smooth. You can see it go a lot paler there. That's what I want. That means, you know, it's blended up really smooth and fine. Okay? Yeah, is that funny? All right, okay. I think that's good. Okay, let's have a look at that. Look at that, nice and smooth, nice and thick. Okay. Okay, so now I'm adding the mousse to my chopped prawns. And you really need to use your hands to mix this, okay? That's why I'm wearing gloves. And then you really need to incorporate all those chopped prawns into the prawn mousse, because you want to work those proteins within the prawns to make it quite thick and sticky, okay? I should have used a bigger bowl, but anyway. And what you want to do, I'm not going to do it on camera because it takes too long. You might want to cook off a little bit, just pan fry a little portion, you know, just to check the seasoning, okay? Maybe that much, make a little patty, pan fry it in a little pan till it's cooked and just taste it. You might need to add a little bit more salt, maybe a little bit more sugar, who knows, okay? And that's the prawn mousse there. You want to put that in the fridge for at least 20 minutes and that will firm up. ideally you want to leave it in the fridge for about 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours, and it'll get nice and firm, and that will make the mousse really easy to spread on the bread. So usually at the restaurant, like for example at Miss G's and stuff, we would use a really good quality sourdough, but I've got a little hack at home that I learned actually off one of my dim sum chefs. So this is garlic bread, yeah? This is the crappy generic garlic bread that you buy at your local supermarket, okay? And you know, I thought it was a bit weird when I first saw my dim sum chef do that, but then I realized what, you know, I actually I don't mind this crappy old garlic bread. I actually grew up on it in the early 90s as a kid. This with some pizza or having spaghetti bolognese, Dolmio spaghetti bolognese, and this supermarket garlic bread on the side. So I've got a little trick. We're gonna use that as the bread for the prawn toast, okay? So what I'm gonna do, zoom in closely, okay? So as you can see, there's slits in here where the garlic butter is, right? You want to cut in between the bread where it's not cut, okay? So you can see the butter there, and then you can see the bread here. This is where I'm going to cut it. The butter, where the slit is, the bread, cut. The butter, the bread, cut in between. The butter, the bread, cut in between. And then what I'm going to do, okay, cut where the butter is, and this is the side where you're going to spread the prawn toast. Okay, so we're going to spread the prawn mousse on top of the garlic butter, encapsulating that garlic butter, and it's almost like a prawn toast Kiev. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. All right, this is the assemblage time. We've got 3 things here. We've got my garlic bread, which have the garlic butter facing up. I have my prawn mousse that's been in the fridge for about 30 minutes to firm up. And then I also have some Japanese breadcrumbs. That's what I'm gonna crust it with once it's done, okay? So just got my handy knife. Gonna get some prawn mousse and just use it. Use it to just spread it across, okay? And you wanna get all sides of the bread, okay? Because there's nothing worse than ordering prawn toast at your local Chinese restaurant and they're stingy with the prawn mousse. They're always stingy with the prawn mousse. It's always too much bread. Do you know what I mean? So what I like to see is there's the thickness of the bread. Is about the same thickness of the prawn mousse. So the thickness of the prawn mousse is the same thickness of the bread. And you want to spread that prawn mousse out to the very sides, okay? And then we're just gonna dip it in the dip it in the panko, and that's a nice crust there. Use your hands there, okay? And there you go. I'll just do one more. It's really simple. Just use the knife, okay? Don't mind the BTS in the background. All right. You can see, nice thick layer of prawn into the panko. And that's it, okay? Beautiful. And these can sit in the fridge overnight. These are ready to go. You can cook them the next day if you want to. Okay, we've got the prawn toast right here. You can see how cute they are. They're sort of like, they're not, I wouldn't say they're canapé size, but they're, I mean, I reckon I could eat about 4 of these for dinner. Anyway, we've got the wok here. It's got some, I put some rice bran oil into this one. I like rice bran oil because it's a little bit healthier. And it's great for deep frying. Okay, so it's about 180 to 200 degrees. And when you got to be really careful, okay? Just put it in upside down, as I mean like the prawn mousse side down and away from you, okay? You can see it sizzling already. I might cook 4. I can put 5 in there. All right, so it's frying right now. I'm probably going to cook it on the meat or the mousse side for about 3 minutes. Flip it over, cook it on the bread side for another 2 minutes, and then we're done. All right, it's been about 3 minutes on the top side. Now I'm going to flip it over. Oh my goodness. Look at that. beautiful, nice and golden. Yeah, looks so delicious. And you can see the mousse is expanded too. That's what I mean about adding that egg white. It makes it really light. Hey, be careful guys, I'm deep frying here. But yeah, I know it smells so good. I can't wait to eat them as well. Are you guys hungry or what?
Yeah, I'm hungry.
All right. We get to eat this. We get to eat this soon. So it's another 2 minutes on this side and then we're good to go. It's been 2 minutes on the bread side and then we're just going to check the underneath. Oh, look at that. Nice and golden brown. The bread on the underside. The top's beautiful. That's ready.
Good.
You're right. It smells absolutely amazing.
I think it smells better from far away.
Look at that. Look at that. So easy. All right. Check this out. I cooked about 10 prawn toasts. They're nice and plump. Look at that. Nice and plump. Golden brown. Don't you just want to just dig into that? But I got to make a sauce. Okay, I'm going to make a really quick, simple sauce. Okay, in this bowl, you've got some chopped capers, chopped cornichons, and I've got some chopped scallions or spring onions. And I'm literally just going to squirt some sriracha in here, like that. And then I've got some Japanese mayo. I'm going to put some of that in there. And I'm not going to put too much. I just want to bind these ingredients. I want it to be almost like a relish consistency rather than like a mayo with bits of like gherkin or whatever through it. I want it to be quite thick. I want that texture, okay? And you can add as little or as much, you know, sriracha in there. If you want it a bit more spicy, you can add more sriracha. You can even add some bird's eye chilies in there if you want. But I just want it to be nice and chunky. As you can see now, you see, still nice and chunky, okay? I'm gonna give it a little taste. Perfect, you got that tartness of the cornichons and the capers, the saltiness of the capers with the spiciness and of the sriracha and then that creamy mayo. It's gonna be perfect with my prawn toast. All right, here it goes. Look at that. Going in. Look at that. You see the bits of prawn? You see that garlic butter just melt into the bread?
Yeah. Yeah,
This is so good.
Yeah.
Tonight's drink of choice is Coke Zero. Anyway, that's it. Quick and easy prawn toast. Stay safe, stay at home, cook delicious food. I'll see you tomorrow.
There's one layer of garlic bread and this whole lots of layers of prawn and then all of the prawns and then you can see some of the bread there.
Have a bite.
Okay.
Is it good?
It's so cool if you put so many bread. It's so cool if you put
Okay.
so many and the bread.
The kids love it.
They're so good.